Hello, my fellow gangsters. Merry Christmas, my fellow gangsters. I am going to read some comments. Hey, Aaron, I'm new to this. I followed the example and am now trying to extend it. But when my car hits a wall, it doesn't behave as I would imagine. It jumps and flips rather than take it in a manlier fashion without leaving the ground. Any words of wisdom? Alright, so this was in the easy suspension tutorial. So if I just create a 3D object cube, and then we have a wall to drive into. And let's see. So, oh my gosh. Yes, that is not manly. Ooh, yeah. Wow. So we need to make this car manly. So what's actually going on here is, when in doubt, blame the wheel colliders. So the wheel colliders don't really collide into the wall. They basically are like this ray that shoots straight down, and then they just go into the wall and then like push upwards and send you flying. So we want the wheels to only collide with the ground. So inside our car here, you have layers and they're on the default layer. So let's go to add layer and call this ground collision or ground CO. So on every single one of the wheels, set them to the ground collision, and then select your ground and put that on the ground collision, and then go edit, project settings, physics, and we have ground collision, and make it so that it can only collide with things that are also on ground collision layer. So now everything else like walls, the wheels can't collide into. So now it should crash more manly. Yeah, so now it just gets stuck. And we could also, so our cube here, I guess, is the body. So you could also go create a physics material, call it body, I guess. I'm going to give it some bounciness, so 1 for bounciness, so it's like 100% bouncy. And in the cube physics material, click the little circle thing, or drag it, or choose body, so you could also just drag it. Now it should at least bounce back a little bit still. Yeah. So that's a bit better. But yeah, it's just that wheel colliders are really not very cool. That's a bit better. And then you can just change it and make it less bouncy if you wanted to. Alright, next question. Everything working, but the character is not going forward, just playing the animation. So this was a comment under the Unity Chan thing. So for me, she's walking forward. If these numbers, input H and input V, are not updating, then you would have to make sure in the script that anim.setFoot input H is exactly case sensitive, the same as here, and when you press input get horizontal and vertical, this horizontal and vertical need to be exactly the same as in edit project settings input. There's horizontal right here. Case sensitive has to be spelled exactly the same. But if these things are I remember punching her. Enjoyable. Anyway, so if these things are updating, but she's just not moving forward, it might be right here in the animator, it has apply root motion. That has to be false, or else I can't walk forward. She's just in one spot. So it could be apply root motion, because I turned that off. I have to hit her to select the window. And then also it could be on the rigid body is kinematic. That might be true. That would stop it from moving too, I think. Yeah. So make sure is kinematic is false and apply root motion is false. That might be it. And what else do we have? Alright, next comment. Thanks you dude, just the explanations were useful. My camera moved. If you have your camera selected, it has a transform just like anything else, so you can move the position and the rotation and stuff. One thing I like to do is, so if you had like a certain angle that you like, and you're looking at it in the scene view, you can have your camera selected, or any game object, and go game object, align with view, and then it will look at the same direction. So I like that. You can also, if you want to see what view the camera is looking at, you can go game object, align view to selected, and it brings your scene view to that. Great video, I subbed. You explained everything really well, unlike other tutorials made by Unity. Made for beginners? Yeah, sure. Ooh, burn on Unity. Nice video, bro. I have a doubt. Please watch this video mentioned below. In this video, blah blah blah, time they perform some animation by pressing the dino in the bottom. It will appear in big in size. They perform rotation scaling. How did they doing? Please give some idea about it. What concept they doing?
For you to know the information of each dinosaur and see the comparison between each of them with a normal human body size. Share the information and spread the knowledge. Choose the whole bone feature to see the 4D animation.
Okay, so I don't really know what they're doing, but I can just kind of guess. So first of all, at the bottom they have a bunch of buttons, I think. So UI, so create UI button, and then the button could have an image of a dinosaur on it. And I'm just going to make the height like 100. And select this and go Alt Shift and click the bottom left. So that could have a picture of a dinosaur for its sprite. And I'm going to right click, duplicate, move that over 160. So these could each be different dinosaurs. Alright. And then when you click each one, it would show a different dinosaur. So let's have a place for the dinosaurs. So we'll go create empty and reset position. Call this dinosaurs. And create a 3D object cube, I guess, inside there. Reset the position. I'll make this like 5 by 5. And this will be called Dino 1. I'm just going to create a material. I'm just going to call that Dino 1 and make it a little bit red, I guess. Put that on our fake dinosaur. And let's make 2 more dinosaurs so we can switch to each one when we click a button and give them each a different color. So create material, Dino 2, I'll make it a bit green, I guess. Put that on dinosaur 2. Create material, Dino 3, and make it a bit blue. Put that on dinosaur 3. And I'm going to hide both 2 and 3. So we're on dinosaur 1. And then we click on these and we'll hide all of them and then show just the one that we clicked on. So let's just create a new script. Hide show. Wait for it to compile. And on our dinosaur, I'll attach the hide show script. And I'll open that by double clicking it. So we don't really need a starter and update. So let's have a public game object array. Call it objects. And have a public void show only an integer that we pass in, show number, show n. So show only number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Starting from 0 because it's an array. So for int n equals 0, is less than objects dot length n plus plus. So that's our loop. Objects n dot set active false. So we're setting everything to false, and then after that we will set just the number that we passed into true. So objects show number dot set active true. Save this, and now once it's done compiling, we'll have a list here. Objects. Let's put each dinosaur onto it. Dino 1, Dino 2, Dino 3. So it's going to go through that list and hide all of them, and then it's going to go to the number in that list that we tell it to and show the one that we want it to. So on button 1, I'll select all the buttons and tell them all that on click, go to this dinosaur thing, hide show only, and then on button 1 it would be 0, and then the next button it would be 1, and then the next button it would be 2. So it'll show the first one, the second one, and the third one. Press play. So there's the red one, the green one, the blue one. So now it's like switching through the different dinosaurs. And then we want to rotate it. So for rotating the dinosaurs, I believe utilities had a rotation with the mouse thing. So assets, import package, utility. Let's see, standard assets, utility, simple mouse rotator. I'm going to put that on our dinosaurs. And make the rotation range 0 and like some really big number. Obviously you'd probably want to do rotation some other way, but just to get an idea. And then I guess rotation speed -10, so it goes the opposite of its default way. Yeah, that should be good. So now it'll rotate. So you'd want to have something that makes that it knows your mouse is down, and maybe it would just disable that, like set active or set, so now it doesn't do anything, and then you can choose the different things, and then you would have something where you like when you press it would like set this to active again, and then you would drag them. I don't know, man, something like that. Just search on Google. I don't know. Just search on Google. Alright, another comment. Can you please make a tutorial on how to make a character to be able to build a building or area? Thinking of something like Ark where you can make a building by getting specific material. And then I asked some stuff because I didn't know what that is. And I guess it's sort of like in The Sims or in Skyrim too when you build things. And so I think for that, you would probably want to do something with instantiating prefabs. So let me just create a plane. So we have an area here. I'm going to move my camera, game object, align with the view. So we have this environment that will be our build area. So let's create an empty game object and call this house 0. So house 0. So that will be our thing that we're building. This will be our prefab. And inside that I'm going to create a cube. I'm going to reset this guy's position. And I'll make a cube in here, sort of like that. Scale it down. So it's like the base of a house or something. Give it a material. Duplicate it. Make it like the top of our house. Duplicate it. Make it like some kind of middle thing. Okay, so there's one kind of house. I'm going to duplicate this first cube. take it outside of it and just call this build position. And so to make this a prefab that we can load, let's create a new folder and call it resources and drag our house into the resources folder. And then let's give it a different name, house 1. Oh, let's rotate this top cube. So X is 45, and let's move it over a bit. And let's duplicate that and make it the opposite. So minus 45, 0.3, and Z.3. Okay, so now it's like a different little house. Let's give these all a different material. And drag this into the resources folder. And then let's call it like house 2. And let's drag the roof way up high. Let's just make this middle thing really tall. Whatever. So now I'll give that a different material. Drag that into the resources folder and just delete it from the scene. So now we have these 3 different prefabs that we can instantiate. I'm just going to create an empty game object and call this place objects. Just something to hold our script on. I'll make a script called place objects and drag it onto there and open it. So let's have a public void place building game object house equals instantiate. So that'll like paste our prefab into the scene. Resources, because they're in that resources folder, now we can go resources.load to find it by its name. So house 0 is that first house, and then the position is a new vector 3 0 0 0. So X, Y, and Z position, and quaternion dot identity as game object. So this will paste our house, so I'll save this. So that will paste house 0 into the scene at position 0 0 0 with the default rotation, which would be 0 0 0. So just for testing that, let's just create a UI button, and I'm going to align that to the bottom left, and I guess I'll just change the text. Say build. So when we press this button, so on click the little plus thing, go to place objects and place building. So now if I press this button when I play, I place that in. And to get rid of it, you would use destroy. Just do a Google search for that. Also, if you wanted to just test this, if this number was like 10, right? So it would be a different position. Where is it? Way up high. Wow. So you could pass in a value of where you want to place it. Rotation, instead of quaternion identity, you could do a rotation. So quaternion.Euler and then XYZ. So I don't know, 45 by 45 or whatever. Yeah, sure, 35. Whatever. It's hard to see. Okay, so you could do a quaternion there. I'm actually gonna put this, let's put it at 1 in the Y. So So that should put it like right up a bit and rotate it funny. Yeah. So what I was thinking is we would use this thing's position, and then you would move that around the scene like a paintbrush or something. So to do that, let's have a public transform build position, and then for the position we'll just do build position dot position, and for the rotation build position dot rotation. So we'll just take it from that and we'll just attach it once it's done compiling. Here we can just attach our build position. So now build, and then let's move our build position thing around. Maybe I will rotate it and then build. So now it's kind of like a paintbrush. So obviously you'd want to spend a bunch of time making it so you drag that around with your mouse or move it in some other way. But then let's also make different buttons for different things to build. So you'd want to pass a value into this script. So inside here you would go int, I guess, building number. And then for the name, instead of house 0, we'll go house plus building number dot toString. And that will just convert the number into text. So it'll be like house 0, house 1, house 2, whatever number we pass in. And then we have house 0, house 1, house 2 for the prefabs. So I'm going to duplicate the button, move it over, duplicate it, plus 160. And so on the first button, we'll do place objects, place building 0, so house 0. Second button, place objects, place building 1. Third button, place objects, place building 2. So you would move this thing around somehow. Like I want building 2 here, I want building 1 here, I want building 3 there, I want to put a building on top of my building so I can build while I'm building. Ooh, I wonder if you could do scale too. You probably could. You could scale this and then probably write something right after this that goes, what is it? House dot transform dot scale, local scale, equals what? Our build position dot scale, local scale. Bet that would work. So yeah. It's not doing, am I scaling it in Y? Come on, man. Well, anyway, you get the idea. Alright, what other comments? Muchas gracias, saludos desde Chile. I think that means thank you very much from Chile. Greetings from Chile, maybe. I don't know. Greetings, dude. Good man. Dude, this helps so much, it's unreal. Holy hell, I've paid to get this stuff to work and didn't get anything from it, but then bam, your video. Awesome stuff. Thanks, man. Great tutorial. Just don't act like a zombie. Be a little energetic. Eh. Hey, just wanted to say thanks so much for the tutorials. I'm actually legally blind, but I was able to follow along with your videos to make my game. Mech Skeleton. The stealth level is built on your monster AI. Thanks again, man. Dude, that's awesome. That looks awesome. I'm gonna look at that right now. Mech Skeleton on Steam. Cool, man. That looks sweet. That looks pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm afraid to have the sound on just in case of like YouTube freaking out and like licensed music or anything, but that looks awesome. Hells yeah. Mech Skeleton. We gonna kill you. I don't know what else to say. Alright guys, I got this new camera. Yeah. So hopefully the quality will get better. I might try to vlog with it at some point, I don't know. This thing is always overheating though. I try to record and it just shuts off, so I gotta figure out how to use this thing. But Merry Christmas you guys, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy whatever. Peace out my fellow gangsters.